Yes, good morning. You're welcome to Bystanders at the newsstand today, 7th April 2024. Today is also the 29th day of Ramadan fasting, and we want to continue to pray, to continue to support our Muslim brothers. Channel, so subscribe to it, where you get a lot of exciting programs on news, events, and information making rounds in Nigeria. We want to use this opportunity to also thank all our reviewers, all our viewers from across the globe. Our newspaper is ready for today. Our newspapers are ready, and we would like to start with, my name is Kolade for Larry Kadeshprit. Yes, I thank you for always standing by us. So I'll quickly go to the Nation newspapers this morning. The major headlines in the Nation newspapers this morning says, battle for party leadership. Ayu keeps PDP in suspense. That's the major headline for the Nation newspapers this morning. Yes, there are also some sub-headlines there. The top page of the Nation newspapers this morning says, kidnap kingpin Wadume freed from prisons. Yes, that's one of the major news headlines in the Nation newspapers this morning. Kidnap kingpin Wadume freed from prisons. You can get that on the page 2 of the Nation newspapers this morning. Yes, NLP rejects NLC-backed through stock. Obi, no plan to quit party. Ladoja, other Olubadan council members in reconciliation move. One army officer killed, 4 soldiers injured in ambush. That's in the Nation newspapers this morning. Yes, and there's a picture, there's a photo news here where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Secretary to the State Government, Mrs. Saliu Hundeyin, when the president arrived at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, his arrival to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr in Lagos. Do not forget that last week when we talked about the president saying a press release released by his special advisor, media and publicity. He says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will celebrate Eid al-Fitr in Lagos, and despite that, he will continue to do all the works he needs to do as the president of Nigeria, even while the Eid al-Fitr celebration is going on. That will be all for the Nation newspapers this morning. I'll quickly go to the Platform Times. The Platform Times this morning, the major headline says, bandits attack government grain silo, face NSCDC in 2 hours gun battle. That's according to the official of the NSC DC. Exclusive tension in Ogun community over proposed cattle ranch site. That's in the platform newspapers this morning. This is quite different from what we read in Nation newspapers. This one in the Platform Times that talks about Wadume, that is Amisu Bala, who was released, the Notorious Kidnapper. The Platform Times says, Notorious Kidnapper receives heroic welcome upon release from jail. That's how the Platform Times newspaper put it this morning. Also, it says, Stampede claims 9 lives, 30 injured in Sokoto. That's in the Platform Times this morning. Quickly, I go to the West newspapers this morning. The major headline says, prioritize independent power generation now. Experts charge Southwest governor amid electricity tariff hike. Osun PDP accuses APC faction of piling up arms as opposition party crisis worsens. That's in the West newspaper this morning. Yes, quickly in the Salient Times, this headline is quite different from what we've been reading, and it says, Atiku knocks Tinubu over secrecy in Lagos Calabar highway project. That's the major headlines in the Salient Times this morning. Yeah, before I leave the Salient Times, I want to quickly read this. Federal government declares Tuesday, Wednesday holidays for Idil Fitri celebration. That's for the Salient Times newspaper this morning. I'd like to quickly go to this Nigeria, which says military airstrikes kill dozens of terrorists in Kaduna and Borno. Nigerians call for stiffer actions against bandits. Federal Capital Territory Police raid criminal hideouts, arrest 58 suspects. Asokoro, FCCP backs next 200 million naira. Yes, that's the major headlines. I'm going to discuss it one way or the other. My first speaker this morning is here. He didn't even for me to finish reading the headlines because I know a lot of things are pondering in mind that it was because Nigerian people have. Yes, don't forget, you can join us via our live chat. You can call us on phone via our view. Via the number is there. Thank you very much. That's your story, Mr. Always come. I got to add very important. I like the call a young winner. A young winner. A young winner. Yes, yes. You're welcome to buy something. I won't say just like one of Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ in his house. Everyone shouting Barnabas. Do you think that's the case? Wadume, that's Amisu Bala. Welcome.
And don't forget, a lot of policemen died during that time. Today, And government make a law that every kidnapper must die or life imprisonment. Today, a wanted, a hardy criminal, a criminal be arrested by police, man was released. What does that tell you? It's not only him, like Boko Haram that Jonathan arrested that time. Buhari released them, trade them, litigate them, put them in society. Some of them enter army. But today, Boko Haram have their way. Wadume to be received by his people. And Nnamdi Kanu is going to court every day. Court will fix release. Government say no. You can say it's encouraging kidnapping. That after 1 year, 2 years, you'll be released. Government will tell you, I can't pay ransom. At the end, they went to backdoor and pay ransom. Now, why are you releasing Wadume? Why did you prosecute him before? Why did you arrest him before? Don't forget, 3 policemen died during in arrest when army shoot those people.
When they were
But to arrest him,
stopped,
yes.
he
One of my
escaped.
friend,
He escaped
policeman,
from
Bright, who was a sergeant in a Raji here before, was posted there. RRT. But at the end, he killed. Today, he's gone. Nothing be said about it. And today, Wadume is a freedom man. So what are we talking about? Boko Haram be released, trained to the society. Now, what are you encouraging people? What I see, court, even this court, that means police cannot prosecute. Police did not prosecute, so they did not see anything. Why are you holding Nnamdi Kanu? Court say release, the other court say no. That is very complete. So, my brother, everybody's watching. The children are watching. The whole world are watching. It doesn't go well. The northern, anything can go on. In fact, you can kill 100. Are you aware? Let me remind you, sir. When 17 army was killed in Niger Delta, in fact,
In
the
Okwama.
whole, yes, that's in the Delta state, the whole community was brought down. But are you aware yesterday? Lieutenant Colonel and his men were lay ambush and killed.
And yes,
The army went and destroyed that place. Now, army and money now, they are not talking. But if it's south, they will make sure they level the whole place there. Why don't you, army, go to media now and say, they have killed Lieutenant Colonel Sosori, they have killed, lay ambush. Today, we want to make sure say we level that area. Nothing like that.
okay, yes. Before you go ahead, I'd like to quickly ask something. Now, as Nigerians, you are a mass. Should I call you a mass? I'm a mass. Both of us are one of the masses.
Yes.
We complain that the federal government is not doing some things that we want them to do. Now, look at Wadume. He received a rousing welcome from his people in Taraba State.
release him?
Because the justice that he was served was for him to serve a particular.
That means government release Wadume. So that means the people will believe that Wadume did not do anything. Okay, Nnamdi Kanu today, who is seeking justice. We know what Nnamdi Kanu represents. We know what Wadume represents. Wadume represents a criminal, a kidnapper.
If you were to be from Taraba State,
yes,
and maybe Wadume, one way or the other, had kidnapped somebody that is dear to your heart, and maybe in the course of that kidnapping, that person was killed, will you join forces to welcome him with dancing?
I will condemn him first. I will condemn the government that released him. That means, why did the government release him first? Why did the government arrest him? Why did they arrest him? The government arrest him because he's a criminal. But the same government turn back and release him. And I'm telling you, government only just answer government. They don't take care of the people. If government is taking care of the people, they'll be angry. There will be a protest against Wadume. But they rather be happy. Because the man, maybe when the man was around, the man used to take care of them. Okay? If the Wadume is not taking care of them, will they be jubilating? No, that's a big question.
So you think when people do evil and they make money as proceeds from this evil, so far they do good to the people around them, the evil will be cancelled?
Do you remember Aneni, the former armed robber for Benin?
Yes.
And if we go to a bank and we rob bank and give to the market and they are jubilating, because government are paid for their responsibility. If government is taking care of that community, and Wadume is a criminal, if they release Wadume, everybody will protest against Wadume, against the government. They rather now celebrating with Wadume. That means Wadume is taking care of them more than the government. That's the area I'm saying. Government have done bad by releasing Wadume. Government have done bad by releasing Wadume. Government could have prosecuted Wadume, jail him for 10 years or life imprisonment. Now, one way, because of power, because of interest, he be released to the society. And if it is bad to them, they will celebrate.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. He is bad to them. He is not bad to them, but he's bad to the Nigerian people.
That is why government need to do the needful. When a criminal is a criminal, either you jail him or you kill him. Releasing Wadume to the society, that means government is encouraging kidnapping, armed robbers. Even government are the even worse than Wadume. What Tinubu is doing now, what government is doing now, is worse than people. Killing people indirectly, they are worse than Wadume.
Thank you very much. You're welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Rilwan Olasukomi.
Yes.
I always remember that name
Yes.
because one of my favorite musicians, his name is Olasukomi, and that's skill one the ultimate. Yes, before I begin to ask you question, we want to say thank you to some of our audience, some of our viewers from across the world who have started sending their contributions one way or the other. Gladys Oyambo greets all the crew and all the reviewers of bystanders at the newsstand. Precious Ikedi, David Okafor, Nelly Onoha, David Okafor, yes, we've mentioned that. Omoba, David Okafor, Adewumi Adeloye, Udeze Chima. Yes, there's one particular one I want to read. David Okafor says in Nigeria, there's no justice because this government of APC is keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention after court freed this innocent man. What a shame. Gladys Onyabo says, why do we celebrate evil kidnappers? Nigeria is always lawless, hopeless country where youths are made to suffer untold hardship. That's from David Okafor. Andrew Ogunjimi says, Nigerian government released Barnabas in place of Jesus. That's what Nigerian government did in case of Wadume and Kano. Yes, King Joe says, releasing Wadume shows that government has a hand in all this kidnapping. We can remember how the army saved this Wadume from police when the police arrested him. Why do you think such a thing is happening? This Wadume, that is Amisu Bala. While he was arrested then, a lot of things happened between the army. He escaped, he went to hiding in Kanu. He was taken by the ITF from Kanu. Now he was sentenced, he's been released. And in his release, people in the village welcomed him with dancing, saying their philanthropist has come. Does it mean that these people are ignorant, or is because the government is fully in support of this kidnapping?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I start by my favorite verse in the Bible, John 8, verse 32. It says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Osito Koro, the truth can be bitter, but you have to say it. Sir, let me tell you something today. And it's not a cause. Nigeria cannot work. Nigeria cannot work. Do you know why? There can't be one country and two different laws for two different sets of people. Do you understand? I've always been saying it. That's why I've been giving names.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been giving names that are not mine. Yeah, been giving Igbo names like Ikechuku, Obinna. I've been giving names. People that I'm really on coming, they give me names like Tibus and everything because of the way I speak out against injustice. I am against injustice,
Like
oppression,
politicians
bigotry, and tribalism.
are giving names, Igbo names, when they want to become president.
No. Funny enough, it's my own people that are Yoruba people that are giving me names because they feel that I'm always in support of the Igbo people, which is not. For me, I'm always standing for equity, fairness, and justice. And everything that I've always said, as at 10 years ago, as at 8 years ago, always come back to revalidate itself. We are in Nigeria here. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Wadume now is working free to the celebrations of his own people. The reason why I say Nigeria cannot work is very simple, and it is this. And by the way, somebody gave me a name, one of the platforms, gave me Chukwebuka, and I'm bearing the name. I even love the name. Chukwebuka is a very good name. Now, Nigeria is sitting on a tripod. What's a tripod? Something like a tricycle. We call it keke napep here.
A tripod, according to filmmakers, it's what gives the camera balance to stand.
On 3 foot.
3 foot. The Yoruba says arometa with dobenu.
So,
the tripod is synonymous to arometa.
God bless you. I'm even using an example of a tricycle. You understand? Keke napep. Now, if you ate one tire of the car keke napep, you hate that tire so much.
Yes.
And you remove it. Can that keke move? I'm asking question.
Yeah? No, it can't move.
If you remove one of those,
even if it manages to move, it moves in an awkward manner.
if you remove one of those stand of this standings of this your tripod here, if you remove one of them, will it move?
No, it will bend down. It will bend down the angle of the camera.
Now listen, Nigeria cannot work due to deliberate marginalization. Deliberately, it is planned. Deliberately been excluding this Southeast, I mean the Igbo people, from the scheme of things. Deliberately again, making laws that are favorable to the north and
unfavorable.
Yes, anti-east. I'm a Yoruba person, so I'm in the middle. Okay. Wadume now can walk free. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Sheikh Gumi speaks of bandits. He can walk free. I've been saying it. If Sheikh Gumi, you have to be an Igbo man. Let us imagine that IPOB are kidnapping people like bandits. And Sheikh Gumi, his name is Bishop Ikechuku Okonkwo from Abia State. That man will be in detention today. But the man can walk free because there's a law that favors the north in the same country that's against the east. If you want to see a nation work, there should be equal law for the same people. Now, Rwanda this weekend, they celebrated 30 years. After
all their troubles, all their sufferings.
Good. Rwanda is moving. If you focus, because it is not about something. I know things. Things are working well for Rwanda. Simple reason. Because see, there can't be peace, progress, and development when there is no justice. You understand? So Rwanda is working, not minding how many they have. China is over 1 point something billion people. But if the same law governs them, that country will work. Because in Rwanda, the Hutus and Tutsis have come back now. You understand? That fought the war and they see themselves as one in this country. But in Nigeria, you have deliberately excluded the people of the East and you expect Nigeria to work. It's not about prayers, my brother. You have been praying. 962 pray for Nigeria. 72 pray for Nigeria. 82 pray for Nigeria. 92 pray for Nigeria. 2002. The prayer will not work because there is no justice. There should be equal law for the same people. What is good for the goose should be good for the gander. My brother, let me give you an example. We the Yoruba people, we have the most professors in Nigeria. We have the most journalists. It's a fact. We have the most lawyers. The people in the north, they have the most people in the military. They have the most people in the civil service. All this is a fact. When I come here, I tell you what your eyes can see, what you can feel, what you can hear, what you can touch. I don't do propaganda. I'm against it. The people of the East are mainly importers. They are businessmen. They are the most importers in Nigeria. But the sad news is there's no seaport in the East. Where they are most importers. You can see, you can be wishing. You can't wish for something to be good. You have to do it. Jesus says, if you know these things, do it. You understand? We know how this country can move forward. We know, but are we doing it? Now, Wadume has come. There's celebration. But that is mean two things. Number one, like you said, they might be ignorant. They might, or they might not, or they might know what they are doing. But again, the other part is that it seems that man is doing what he has filled the vacuum of what politicians will be doing there.
There was a time somebody proposed a life sentence for kidnappers or death. What's happening? That means all those things are just ordinary talk from the government.
I don't. You see, in Nigeria, we have laws. Even the laws that we have is enough to make Nigeria great. But that implementation stage is the problem. We don't implement the law. There are laws in this country. Like I said, there are laws for the people of the north and people of the east. So there are two different laws. You understand? You see an innocent boy in the east, you arrest him, you call him an IPOB member. But a bandit, a former bandit, being welcome, he's been to a band. He saw it in Zamfara State. They gave him, even police was standing behind him. Those are the injustices I've always spoken about. Now, this is the issue. The politicians, they are making these laws. In the first things first, why are there now? I would never in my life justify crime. I've never done it. But all this result of this stealing or all these bans are because of lack of governance process, lack of adequate welfare for the citizens. Okay, why are they celebrating that kidnapper? They have governor, they have senators, they have House of Rep members.
They even have traditional chiefs who was part of those that welcomed him ceremoniously.
God bless you.
Okay, let's quickly look at something before I bring the next speaker in. Labour Party rejects NLC back through store. Obi says he's really out leaving Labour Party for another party. Like you always say that you're a member of the Labour Party.
I'm not a member. I'm an obedient. God forbid. I don't belong to any political party.
You are an obedient.
I'm obedient.
You are an obedient mover.
Yes.
So what can you say? Because you cannot rule out the fact that as being an obedient mover, you can't take yourself 100% away from the Labour Party.
Yeah, no. We can't. Yes, now that's the fact. Unlike our leader said, Peter Obi, he's not leaving, and I support him. He shouldn't leave because for a man that joined a political party for 6 months before the election, I saw the figures. Do you understand? Peter Obi himself has a name. A good name.
It's rather to be choosing.
And gold. If Peter Obi goes to Carpenter's party, Carpenter, if they form a party, that party will be relevant. If he goes to what do I call it, Bus Driver's party, that party will make impact. It is Peter Obi's name himself.
Going by the antecedents of Peter Obi, since he joined politics,
yes.
I am sure that you are well aware that Peter Obi has joined about 4 political parties. He started from PDP, he went to ABGA, he went to PDP again, he went to Labour Party. Yes. Do you think all these ones that we're hearing, there's no smoke without fire?
No, there may be. That's what I said. You see me, I don't care where Peter Obi goes. I don't care. As far as there's no better candidate, I've been saying it. Unless I see, for example, the only thing that can change my mind about Peter Obi, if I see a person like Akedo Peter side as a presidential candidate, people like Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as a presidential candidate, people like Akim Adesina, I'm calling people that have name, that have integrity. You know what's about Peter Obi? Peter Obi was impeached for refusing to inflate the budget. You saw your budget in 2024. What the Quinton? No hope for the common masses. Peter Obi left 75 billion. Fact. Nobody has come out. They released a name. The APC, they are in power. PDP under their government, they released name of former government that stole money. His name was not there. APC released names now. Peter Obi's name could not be found. But you saw in Kaduna State, governor that just left. The new governor said, I cannot pay salary because that one has left debt for me. Do you understand? So Peter Obi's name, until I see people like maybe Sanusi, Akim Adesina, do you understand?
Please go ahead.
No.
Please come to wait for your time, please.
John 8 verse 32. You shall know the truth, and that truth will make you
Okay, do you not think it's because Peter Obi is desperate that he's going from one party to another?
No.
Because we believe desperate politicians will always want to get tickets in parties that they feel they can handle.
Peter Obi has that mindset of our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, who says the life of a human being, the blood of a human being is not what my ambition.
Yes.
Jonathan said it. That same line, that same ideology. It's not about snatch it, run and grab. You have snatched and run and grab. See the problem now, crying everywhere. So Peter Obi himself. Now, when PDP, that primary is coming, the man saw, I don't have money to compete with Atiku and Wike. And Peter Obi will never spend money. That's what people are asking me today. What are they giving us? No Labour Party, nothing. No one, I don't need your money. Peter Obi will not spend money. Peter Obi will not start bribing this. That's why he moved to Labour Party there and they gave him he didn't spend any money. So today, it's not desperate, I swear. Even if he was desperate, after that call pronouncement, Obedience were saying, let us protest. The man said, no, we don't want protest. Let there be peace in Nigeria. Peter Obi has never called for an anarchy. You saw before 2015 election when somebody was saying baboon and blood, something will be soaked in blood. Peter Obi never made such a statement. You understand? So, God bless all the
Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much.
Obi is not a saint.
Please, Mr. Nee. You would have waited for your time before pushing Mr. Rilwan, because I know a lot of people online have been asking him one question or the other. Well, all the same. No, all the same. I welcome you to bystanders at the newsstand this morning. Yes, before I take you on Wadume, I want us to quickly talk about prioritize independent power generation now. Expert charge Southwest Governor amid electricity tariff hike. What can the Southwest Governor do in this situation? Most especially when the president of the country is from the Southwest.
Well, this has nothing to do with the president, because the headline you just cited to me now says prioritize independent power, players, and that was directed to the state government. So, but I think one of the resource control that we've always yearned for was electricity decentralization, and it has been done, right? It has been done. And I think few of our state governors have keyed onto it. For instance, I think Lagos State, right now, I think Lagos State has the biggest IPP. Then also, I think we have one in Edo State. Yeah. No, yes, I am not particular about South.
Yes, because our question says prioritize independent power generation now. Expert charge Southwest Governor amid electricity tariff hike. Like I said, the president controls the Southwest, whether we like it or not.
The president controls
90%.
everywhere.
No.
The president controls everywhere.
We know he wields so much power with governors in the Southwest, and the president has appended to this electrical tariff hike. Do you think it will be easy for this Southwest governor to do what they are being told by experts?
Well, I think the resource to accomplish these things are there. Like in Oyo State, Seyi Makinde is, I think the project of his IPP has gotten to over 85%, an 11 megawatt independent power plant. Then in Ogun State, we have not heard anything, unfortunately. Ekiti was actually the first state. Immediately, this man came on board, all right, because it was a project inherited from Fayemi. It was a 5 megawatt IPP. So he was the first person to inaugurate an operational independent power plant, which was being installed by a state governor all over Nigeria, right? So they all have the resources. They all have the resources. And I think they should key into it because there's no more room for excuse. We need to have various serious alternatives of power. That is how it is in the Senate crimes, right? Even now, private entities, private billionaires, they can set up IPPs, they can set up solar farms up to 1 megawatt, maybe in multiple locations, So, I mean, this is no brainer for me. So, the issue is just that people need to invest more, but, we have this culture that the federal government has to do everything. And that is why it seems that everybody is so focused on the president. Because in the real scheme of things, the power sector has been decentralized. State governors now have the power to generate, to transmit, and distribute within their territory. So, but no one single state governor has been able to achieve that. But let's say over time, maybe they will do it. And if they don't do it, but you know what people will say, they will still blame the federal government. Nobody talks about the state government.
Okay, yes, still talking about tariff electricity. Electricity workers threatening to withdraw services. Says increment further will add to economic action, but they still call for Nigerian support.
Electricity workers or Nigerian labor.
Electricity workers threatening to withdraw service.
Well, to me, that is counterintuitive to me. Because if you are working with Ikeja Electric and your company intends to increase the tariff, okay, you are working in solidarity with the end users, right? For me, that is counterintuitive because you guys are committing yourself to up your game. You are committing yourself to up your service delivery, and we have seen how the Nigerian people of recent time have started taking up on all discourse that if we are not getting the 20 to 24 hours as promised, then it's either you downgrade me or you reimburse me my money. And I think we have seen it right there in Abuja, whereby some people got fined. I think Abuja Electricity got fined for over 200 million, thereabout. Now, even in impossibility, there's a word I am possible. Some areas in Lagos enjoy more than 4 or 5 hours uninterrupted power supply. And most of these areas, they fall under the grade A or the band A as it is called. So they are asked to pay more. We fall in band B, right? Because we are probably we are in the mainland. Or should I say we don't belong to the band A, right? So for those who are in band A should be the one complaining. I am not complaining because I have not been upgraded. If I get upgraded to band A and I don't enjoy that service delivery, of course I will come out and then I will shout, is it like request for my refund or they downgrade me to band B. You understand? So for me, those guys who say they want to protest, I don't think it's not necessary. We just need to hold these guys accountable. You promise us to give us 20 hours to 24 hours on a daily basis. If I get that as a business, I will accept it. Because if I can get that amount of power per day, it's going to have a positive impact on my operational costs, no matter what. That's because NEPA is always way, way more reliable and more, more powerful and sustainable than even a generator, generator set to power your business. So I think, yes, there's trust deficit. People don't trust NEPA. Nobody trusts them. Everybody thinks this is on another level, another type of scam. And I think it is quite justifiable because we can see how the president went all out, said that, yes, we're going to provide some cars, we're going to provide some palliative to cushion the subsidy removal on fuel. But here we are today, nothing has been done. So, I mean, everybody has that reason to query and not to trust the the president on this matter.
Okay, so on a final note, please, Labour Party boils as NLC moves to sack Abure today.
Calm down, calm down.
Abure is, as it stands today, is the black sheep of the Labour Party. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, NLC have a direct interest in Labour Party. You know,
Are they supposed to be political?
you know, they are not supposed to be. But you know, in Nigeria, everything goes. Unfortunately, everything goes.
And we'll continue to accept the fact
Labour,
that everything goes.
see, when people come out to correct that wrong, you still have some people that will say, "I leave it, don't correct it." We're okay. That's the fact. Labour Party is an offshoot. Labour Party is an offshoot of the NLC. We can't take that away from them. NLC has a reserved seat for them to be a part of the non-executive, committee member of the party, right? But in this instance, we can see that the NLC is going overboard, and because they have that political interest, okay. And of course, what do I know? Labour Party is currently in various mess. Look at what is happening in Edo State. In Edo State, the Akpata's deputy has been confirmed to have submitted, a falsified document, and that is possibly going to put Akpata into some political problems. And the only person that aided that was Abure. So Abure needs to go. For Labour Party to remain sane, Abure needs to go. But where is Peter Obi in this scheme of things? That's the question. Peter Obi cannot call himself a leader, and he's always lost when his attention is highly needed. Peter Obi should be seen consulting various stakeholders, speaking with the people that matters, people that control the policy. Okay? But it's not seen. Peter Obi is going around doing his goodwill. He's trying to build his goodwill. But at the same time, he should forget that he cannot become a president without a political party. Now is the time that his political enemies or his political adversaries will penetrate the Labour Party. See, Obi needs to know that I need to protect my house first. Going all around donating borehole is the easiest thing you can do. You need to build a formidable foundation. And as it stands today, the foundation that Obi stands on, I am not a political sympathizer. I don't care about him. But I am only saying things objectively that Obi needs to know that Labour Party needs to be well grounded. Because as it stands today, Obi might just come tomorrow or next tomorrow and you hear that Labour Party has been taken over. Because Abure has sold that. Under his very nose, in his own state, where he claims he's a Jagaban, Abure brought political convention. Abure was announced. As it stands today, Abure is the political chairman. Under Abure, Edo is facing one problem or the other. So why is Obi now chasing he's chasing the rat, the cat. Meanwhile, his house is burning. He needs to understand that charity begins from home. I need to resolve what is going on in Labour Party, first and foremost. But I don't blame him. He wants to score the political points. Oh, well and good for him. But don't forget that we have had over 6 to 7 people that have decamped from Labour Party. Don't be surprised, and Alex Otti might decamp to APC. Because we know that Alex Otti has been giving kudos. He has been showering praises on Tinubu recently. Meanwhile, the opposition governors like Doyediri in Bayelsa go all out to what? To speak against the president. So, Obi needs to understand that. And this is the problem he has. The inability to build up a political foundation that is solid. The same thing he had in Habka. He went to PDP, was kicked out like the son of nobody. And today he's in Labour Party. He's becoming voiceless. He shouldn't be. He doesn't. Obi does not deserve to be silent. People should not tell that Obi should not, because Obi has said that I am not leaving Labour Party. Yes. He said it yesterday or 2 days ago in Gombe. He said I am not leaving Labour Party. Okay, Moku, see you indirectly involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nee. Nice having you on the program. Yes, Mr. Kule, you are welcome to the program.
Mr. Kadesh, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Fine. And happy 29th day of Ramadan. It's just that when it was Easter time, I know a lot of people who were like Pastor Matthew. They came here. They told all our viewers to please support them for the Easter. But you have not thought, they have not thought of we that are Muslim brothers that we all have Ramadan too to celebrate. I'm sure that Pastor Matthew will look into that when it comes up on the program.
We need to all celebrate
this
because
morning, because a lot of our Muslim brothers too are reviewers on this program. Yes, thank you. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in Lagos State yesterday to celebrate the Ramadan, the Eid al-Fitr. In this time of mayhem here and there, what can you say about his arrival in Lagos? Could he have spent it in Abuja where he can do some things, or it's good enough for him to come to Lagos to celebrate?
It's a tradition. It's a welcome development for him to be at home. I mean, it's back home. He's back home. And I think there are a lot of well-wishers that will go there and welcome him. I think that man needs some kudos, to give him a kudos, right? Because it's not easy to rule a country like Nigeria, where there are some that don't even believe in the hatred, everything is on his neck. And to me, it's a tradition for any president that comes into power. Even if it was Jonathan too, he would travel during his time. He would travel down to Turkey to go and rest and strategize from his place there. And when it was Yar'Adua, he did the same. Buhari did the same, and it's the turn of Tinubu to get home and feel relaxed, at home, and then to strategize on his political movement. Because these are the real true leaders you can talk of that can handle the party, right? Not the ones that will not be able to even handle his party affairs and want to be president of the country. So that's my stake on it. We must need a viable person that can hold on to, nevertheless, there are some economic policy that I still need to go against, that I still, if time permit me, I still want to talk about. But it's due to your permission now.
Okay, let me just ask this question that is quite different from the welcoming and all that. Ogun State, let's look at Ogun State. Educash. Ogun State governor said 3.5 billion has been earmarked as support for students in primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. And they said they've done some part and they're still willing to do more. But 3.5 billion naira has been earmarked. Do you think this will get to the right places it needs to get? And do you think it is right for them to pay this money to parents of these students?
I would say it is right and it's not right.
Okay.
It is right in the sense that when this money goes into the hands of the parents of these children, it may cushion the effects, maybe of their businesses, that they can turn around to, add up, or what they have been adding up, they can include that palliative, monetary palliative for education. They can add it up to that money to, continue to use to advance the education of their children. And one thing I say in Ogun State is, I think the governor is doing is on the right track this time around, because I can say you find the most learned people from that state. You find the most successful people in that state. And you find all these Laurel from that state. So Ogun State should not be left behind in education.
Okay, do you think a 10,000 naira is what Ogun State students need at this time? And don't forget, the government has said, the Ogun State government to be precise, has said that they are giving this 10,000 naira to parents, and they are admonishing parents not to spend this money on other things. Do you think it is the right thing to do? You see, sometimes people are asking, people are sending questions, people are sending comments that instead of give this 10,000, why not spend this money on the school? Why not spend this money in creating good classrooms? Why not spend this money in making libraries? Why not spend this money in making chairs? I stayed in Ogun State for a while, and I realized that when people in public schools want to enter for their first year, they mandate their parents to bring chairs. They mandate their parents to bring money. They mandate their parents. And do you think a 10,000 naira is what will help a student finish or even a term? All these people you say they are rich people. I'm sorry. I wanted to add it. All these people you say they are rich people, they are Nobel laureate, they went through the free education of Obafemi Awolowo. Why are those people who benefited, who are in government now in Ogun State, not giving chance to Ogun State students to benefit like they did in the days of Awolowo?
You see, I heard about 10,000, right? I look at it as just a nonsensical, move. There, no apology to the governor. What can 10,000 do in the life?
No, but you just said it was a good.
If it happens to be a palliative to the family, that's the family. 10,000 is not enough. I never even know that you are going to land on that 10,000. That is going to be for
some people for tertiary institutions.
What can they going to use for tertiary institution? What effect can that? That money. One way they say they want to use it to cushion the effect. What effect can that money cushion, man? What effect? I think our leaders should need to just be upright with their thinking, be upright with their policy. You are giving a student 10,000 for the what? 10,000 cannot even sew the uniform they are wearing. The uniform of my son that I just changed not too long. That's the basic 2 or basic 3. I cough out almost 12,000 to sew that uniform.
Is it a private school?
Nevertheless, the private school, nevertheless, the public school. The same market they will go to.
Your son cannot go to public and private school at the same time.
I say it's a private school, but it's same market.
When you put your children in private school, it shows you have the financial capacity to put them in. But when you are in public school, I am sure you'll be able to stand on the government to do what is right.
So I should put my children in this public school where they'll be sitting down on the floor.
So what you're saying now is that the government has not done enough
most governments
in regards to education.
Government has failed.
The Nigerian government of the day.
Nigerian government, all facets of the government has failed. Both governor, both senator, both all of them. Some of them went through what's it called, scholarship, Awolowo free education. All of them went through that education. From Midwest, from Mid-Bender, from all this, South. They enjoy that privileges. Why is it that it's difficult for him? Even I'm sure whether Mr. Dapo, the president, the governor of Ogun State, whether he benefited from that Awolowo free education. Like
his father was a public school principal.
Teacher, yeah.
So I am sure. I am sure that he went to a public school. And benefited from.
So is that how they treated him when he was in school then? Is that how they treated him? That's why I say these are our leaders. We need to check on them. We need to call them out to get things done rightly. It's not all about when it is politics time, they start sharing money, they start giving out cars. You have to bring, these are the future generation of tomorrow's leader. You have to keep tab on them just to make them who they are, what they want to be, not to kill their dream. What is 10,000 is going to do in the life of the primary 2, primary 3, primary 4 student?
Okay, thank you very much. We're still in Ogun State. There's problem on cattle ranch settlement site in Ijebu. Do you think this cattle ranch site for Ijebu can work well looking at the security situation of the country?
It can't. That is if it is ranching. And the ranching, you know what means by ranching? You place them in a stable, you place all these cattle in a stable place. There will not be an open ranching. You know, it's not going to be an open ranching that they will just be grazing, open grazing, which has been causing problems. There's ranch everywhere, all over the world. They practice that ranching, the system of cattle, and it works. Once it can work in the other places, it's supposed to work in Nigeria too.
When you have said things don't work here, so with killings and kidnappings and herdsmen fighting and this in local communities, do you think this cattle ranch site in Ijebu can work at this time, or it should be total? It was actually promoted by one Mr. Balogun, who is an indigene of that place. Maybe because there are some of these cattle herders who have their children in some schools. You know, they have their place. And when we say cattle ranch, it's not somewhere that is going to be barbed wire fence and all that. It's going to be a large piece of land that people can go in and come in. They will even have freedom.
Specifically for ranching.
For ranching.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
See, the problem we are having. Number one, I want you to get something right.
Yes,
Mr. Akade. You see, when you're talking of cattle ranching, it's not only Northerners that embark on that project. It's not only Northerners. I've been to Osun that witnessed an Osun man that he has a ranch in his domain, that he was breeding cattle, but they will not put those Northerners in the custody, those herdsmen, or what they call them. They will not put them in charge of that ranching, that they should be monitoring it for them. So I think the way to go, right, is let every state have their own cattle ranching that they can use to be feeding, or to add up to the economy of the state. Because as it is, farmers are the king now. Farmers are the king because farmers are the one enjoying all this hardship we are facing now, and those are the ones that have been liberated from the hands of the herdsmen. As I'm telling you today, I envy the farmers. I now want to go to farming likewise, because it's like a cornerstone of our economy now. As it is, I was engaging one of the diaspora guys just yesterday, and we talked to an extent that he said he have like 10 acres of land for just cucumber alone. He has another 10 acres.
Okay. When you are looking at this, you are looking at vegetable farming and all that.
Yeah.
And this cattle ranch, if it's close to your place, do you not think that sometimes they will come, encroach in your farm, and destroy your cucumbers?
It depends. You know, they always cage. When you talk of a ranch, right? When you talk of a ranch, it's not open grazing. Open grazing is different from ranching.
And do you think they will fully adhere to the rules of cattle ranching without at least once a while going out?
Within that environment they have, that is why you need a very large expanse of land that is for cattle ranching. So that any movement they want to do, they will move within that axis. They will have their space around that axis to free themselves. Not like going to another person's farm. Anything they want to eat, any grass, anything like food that they consume, you make sure you have it in abundance for them. And you can see how it happens all over the world, all over Israel, America, and talk of who is who in the ranching business all over the world. Why is it that it's everything that works in other countries doesn't work here? So to me, I believe that cattle ranching, right, is the best way. Not open grazing system that the herdsmen has been doing. And if you see, thank God you are from Ogun State. If you see from that Kara down, there was a time I was going to your state and I met cow and calves competing for road. On the road, I felt ashamed. I had Mr. Dapo, Abiodun, Governor Dapo, Abiodun number, I would have called him. What has
You don't need to get his number before you do what is right.
So what
Thank you, thank you very much.
That's why I'm doing on this
Thank
medium.
you very much.
So you as a pressman, you help us tell him to that he should take care of that.
I'm sure hearing you at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Nice
much,
being
Mr.
with
Kule. Nice being with you today. Yes, Pastor Matthew. You're
Hello,
welcome
sir.
to bystanders at the newsstand this morning.
Thank you for having
You've
me.
been accused for something, and I want to quickly talk on that
Uh,
before the program starts. And that's the fact that you are always advocating for your Christian brothers. And there are Muslims amongst reviewers here. At least you will have advocated for them one way or another.
but I'm sure our viewers are hearing you. I'm not biased anyway. I think the Muslim celebration is on.
Tomorrow, next
Tomorrow,
tomorrow,
next
that's
tomorrow.
the holiday we have.
So please, our viewers, the anchor is a Muslim and they are celebrating. In any way you can make the celebration worthwhile by a way of maybe giving to the Muslims. I think it's a welcome development, Abi.
Yes. Thank you to the program this morning. Yes, we're going to be looking at a different angle first. Atiku knocked Tinubu over secrecy in Lagos Calabar Highway project. There's been accusation and counter accusations that this was what was budgeted for that road. This is what the road will cost. That why is the government lying on what it will cost? Are they trying to bring in some things under the carpet to be able to siphon money?
I think there is a need for transparency. I think if you look at the freedom of bill that gives public freedom to access government information. I think Atiku himself should avail himself for that freedom of information bill, the law, to see whatever is not clear about the project. And let me quickly say that the government should realize that the money you are spending is public money. And the public deserves to know at every point in time what you are spending, how you are spending it, and if you are to award contract, the bidding process should be transparent, should be open. We should follow our laid down laws so that nobody will be asking questions as to whether anything was done in secrecy.
Yes, I know one way or the other, you have other businesses you do, and you are partly a media man. This Olatunji's case, media bodies demand investigation into Olatunji's detention, seek prosecution of perpetrators, and they are asking the federal government that he must be given something, at least for all the things that he has not seen. When we talk about freedom of information, freedom of expression, and we also know that one way or the other, the government is trying to protect media.
It didn't start today. The government at any point in time always have who they go against in the media. You see, in Nigeria, unfortunately, the freedom of media is not 100%. If you air certain things, if you say certain things in the media space, the government comes against you. We have seen cases in Cross River, where a journalist was made to suffer in detention for so long. We have seen a similar one in Kano State, where a journalist was made to flee from the country after doing undercover journalism, where he allegedly videoed the ex-governor of where he allegedly received kickback. So, for me, I think it's one of the hazards involved associated with journalism. But again, when something happens, I think it should be the responsibility of everybody in the media to put pressure on the government to do the needful. Because when someone suffers injury, damages, I think there should be compensation.
Do you think that at this stage, the media have freedom to do what they are supposed to do, or they still have limitations as per what is happening within our society?
No, to an extent they have freedom. Now let me quickly say that even as they have freedom, people should be wary. I mean, journalists should know that if you commit slander, you commit libel, you defame someone's character, that you have freedom of speech does not mean that you cannot be charged on that basis. But as to whether there is freedom, I can tell you that you cannot compare what we have today with the military era. There is significant difference. To an extent, people can air their view, people can speak publicly about the area they feel they are not comfortable or happy, or rather the government is not doing well. I think to an extent there is freedom on the part of journalists. But I cannot say it's 100%.
So what do you propose?
I think it has to do with responsibility on the part of people who are in government. Being responsible. What I'm saying it is, we discover under Donald Trump in America, even as civilized as America, when he had a press chat, a particular journalist asked him a question he was not comfortable with. And that journalist was evicted from the White House. The difference in such place and in Nigeria is that there is rule of law. Because I think that journalist is from CNN or so. The media house went to court. The court ordered that he should be reinstated. And upon the decision of the court, the government had no alternative. They did it. But in Nigeria, if the government say a particular thing, even they call rules, if the government is not interested in, of course in Nigeria, the government pick and choose which order that to obey and which one not to obey. So that's the difference. So you can see that even in a place like America, you have seen how a Donald Trump tried to abuse the power at his disposal. So human beings have that potential to abuse power. Power they say corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. In most cases in Nigeria, you see that the president, the governor, they are like people who are having absolute power. Nobody can check them. They even if they obey court order, it is at their whims and caprice. They decide when to obey and when not to obey. So if you want to do it, I think we need to start electing people who are responsible, people who are ready to subject themselves to the rule of law. Because when somebody who is ready to subject himself to the rule of law, somebody who has the interest of the public at heart, he even allow us to tinker with the constitution to reduce the enormous power that is embedded in the office of the president. Because to be quite honest with you, the power in the office of Nigerian president is too enormous, and it's difficult to check when somebody is in that office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's quickly. Yes, our next analyst, our next reviewer this morning is Mr. Rap. Mr. Rap, you are welcome to Bystanders this morning.
Good morning.
As usual, I know a lot of people have been expecting you to come on. Yes.
I'm here. I'm here. So, all of you guys, High Chief Okwadi OJ, Professor of Law in the UK. Thank you. I'm greeting you. Dr. Engineer Hope. Thank you. Taiwo Lawal. Thank you. Sketo. Thank you. Kano Abuba. Thank you. All my guys. Samuel Ojuku. The Ojuku Afro Duzadov. Thank you. Ma Modesty. Mrs. Osage Osas. All of you guys. Then David from Germany. David, we met here last week. David, I'm greeting you. So you guys in diaspora, I agree to now.
Yes, thank you. Wadume Notorious, also known as Wadume, a popular notorious kidnapper, has been released. And when he was released, he was given a rousing welcome by the people of his town, Ibi, in Taraba State, including the High Chief of the town. Yoruba says, okay, like this, go, they go.
Yes, so see what happened. I'm of the point now that the listeners, our viewers, are listening to you. Are you listening to me? Before I can analyze, I will give them good analysis they would like to hear about Wadume. You know, Wadume was a kidnapper, a kidnapping kingpin that committed many many nefarious activities or acts during Buhari regime. He was arrested. You know, it generated a lot of controversy, his arrest. Army officers were killed, including police as well. He escaped, they arrested him. Now, viewers, a terrorist arrested, put in jail, or let's say jailed. Federal government of Nigeria has released him. Wadume. Wadume is left off the hook or cage. While Nnamdi Kanu is languishing in jail. What is the difference between Nnamdi Kanu and Wadume? I want to hear.
One of our viewers analyzed and said it's like the case of Jesus Christ and Barnabas.
Barnabas. See, call it discrimination against the Igbos. If the Tinubu administration could have that kind of audacity to release a kidnapper kingpin, terrorist kingpin from where? Taraba, Taraba State. It actually means that Igbos are being over-discriminated against in Nigeria. Why should this government, Tinubu regime, release a terrorist, a well-known terrorist, a popular, notorious terrorist, and allow Nnamdi Kanu to be spending what? Almost 48 months now in jail. Though freed, though certified, okay, not guilty, acquitted by the courts, still Nnamdi Kanu is being held. It's a harassment that is demanding for rendition, extradition of Simon Abba from Finland to Nigeria. Are they not listening? Are they not watching? Are the harassers deaf or blind? If Tinubu and Chetima could release Wadume, the terror kingpin, and still Nnamdi Kanu is there, is Ohanes and Igbo, are they not watching? Are they not listening?
Let's look at it.
This is a thorough discrimination against Igbo man.
Let's look at it from this angle.
Now, he was being celebrated in Taraba, in his community in Taraba. How many were chopped by soldiers?
Before we go ahead, do you know that this guy was served jail term before Tinubu came?
Yes.
And there has been a period.
Yeah.
So, do you think the government could have stopped him from being released?
The government,
since he has served his jail term.
Excuse me, jail term you call it. How many years?
Yes, he ran concurrently.
He ran concurrently. Somebody that killed soldiers, killed police. You know, he didn't follow up the case.
I followed up.
Oh my
but
God!
I'm saying, when you accuse this present day government,
I'm accusing federal government of Nigeria of releasing a killer, a terrorist that is supposed to be spending his time languishing in Guantanamo Bay, USA, a prison in the middle of Atlantic Ocean. That's where he should have gone. He's a killer, and then the Kanu that is agitating for his right is not in jail, languishing and suffering. Tinubu, Oga Chetima, what were you doing in the bush with masked men, with AK-47 kissing their cheeks? One was trying to cover his face. He said, no, it doesn't matter. You remove the shield, the veil on his face.
You still don't get it.
Let me tell you, what did this government release Wadume?
This government didn't release
They have released him.
This government didn't release
They have released him.
It's according to the jail term he was served.
No matter how it is. Can you listen and listen? Can you listen and listen?
Yes, please.
Can you listen?
I'm hearing you.
Is Tinubu not aware that Nnamdi Kanu was rendition from Nairobi, Kenya to Nigeria?
From the last
I have another question for you. Is Tinubu not aware that court has discharged Nnamdi Kanu, that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer?
Yeah.
Is Tinubu not aware?
He's aware.
Okay, let me tell you, this regime is sponsoring terrorism. That's why I told you that I still see many points on whatever was happening. Beating the gong. Last that administration, they are the ones sponsoring terrorism across Nigeria. If government could be favoring terrorists, kicking at their citizens that are supposed to be protected, sponsoring terrorism, spending money on the heads of Boko Haram, the less money on security in Nigeria. think that no tenure, no time was given, for him to stay there. Now Nnamdi Kanu is just there. He's even begging them, send me to Kuje, send me to maximum prison, Krikiri, so that I will not be just wasting my time with these people, DSS. You did not find me guilty. If you try me now in the court, I will win you. Let me go my way. Nnamdi Kanu denounce Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu renounce. If Nnamdi Kanu renounce that Biafra, is a bag of rice going to cost 30,000. So Nnamdi Kanu is the cost of rice. Rice is now it's something thousand naira bag. Nnamdi Kanu is the problem that Nigeria has. That's why they should release Wadume. Release 318 whom they call repentant terrorists. Repentant terrorists. Oh my God, that was caught red-handed is now released, and his communities are celebrating him in Taraba. How many community members, how many of his members in Taraba were shot, killed by police? You know how many people that were killed at Nnamdi Kanu's compound? Okay, anytime we talk about Biafra here, some person think that this platform is for Biafra. No. Biafra is having over 1,000 platforms online. Yes. Are you listening to what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that the country is engrossed, maltreating, discriminating, oppressing and marginalizing. They are engulfed on doing Igbo man that. Engrossed by this kind of inequality, hatred thing of a thing against Igbo man. Anti-semanticism. Anti-semanticism. Oyibo, see, let me tell you, Igbo man must be keen to define his own situation in Nigeria now. Every Igbo man should stand up, let us fight this once and for all. If these people that are laughing like animals while doing Igbo man bad could continue to be doing this, and if you try to tell them who they are, YouTube will tell you, you have abused them all. You have abused them all. Who is abusing who? When they release Wadume, they are abusing Igbo man. There are level of abuses. Abuses doesn't mean say, don't be silly. Go out, don't be silly. So and so F word. I think you understand. There are abuses in what? By action. It is not supposed to be when you verbally tell somebody you are this, you are that you are. Igbo man has been abused and been abused and been abused from 1967 till date. 57 years now of abuse and the strangulating of an Igbo man. Igbo man should rise up and fight this injustice once and for all. Wadume is not supposed to be free. 317 Boko Haram members that were serving various tenuous students have been released. It is impossible for American nation, for Western Europe, for Europe to release a terrorist saying he has repented in the mosque. No, those 317 that were released last month, they have repented in the mosque. Wadume is not serving again because Imam said Wadume has repented. Nnamdi Kanu is a sinner because he's fighting for his rights. Nnamdi Kanu committed what sins because he's fighting for Igbo man. Nnamdi Kanu fought for his rights because he has right to agitate for Biafra emancipation. He's not found culpable by the court of law across Nigeria. Binta Nyako, Justice Binta Nyako, is right in his judgment delivery. He has watched her hand. Okay, that woman, that justice is a woman. Binta Nyako is right in her just judgment delivery. He had judged well. And you know what, as I'm talking to you now, that woman has washed off her hands. Anything concerning Nnamdi Kanu. If Nnamdi Kanu dies in the jail, his blood is not upon her. Federal government is the one that is just holding that man for nothing. They are holding Nnamdi Kanu for nothing. And time has come for Igbo man to realize his own situation, condition in Nigeria. We are not one Nigeria. Nigeria is for Fulani. Nigeria is for Yoruba. Nigeria is for Hausa, I will analyze it. Since 1967, Gowon was made head of state after Ironsi was killed. 1975-76, Ramat Morata Mohammed took over from Gowon. 1976, Suka Dinka took over from Mohammed. Now Hausa, from Mohammed died, Obasanjo na Yoruba. He ruled Nigeria to 79. Obasanjo na Yoruba. Chagari ruled Nigeria from 79 to 83. 31st December 1983. Chagari na Hausa. Fulani ka Chagari. Thank you. Chagari is a Fulani. From Fulani, Buhari, the same Fulani take over from Chagari. Buhari na Fulani. Buhari from 1983. Reach 85 August. Buhari na Fulani. Buhari no Igbo. So I want to tell you the reason why Igbos are not among Nigerians, and we are. Oh my God, boldly I'm telling you that I'm a Biafran and I don't have any regrets. And the fact that Igbos will remain in this kind of corrupt contraption, a country whose structure was laid on basis of darkness. Do you know the meaning of Niger? Nigger, black. That's the meaning of nigger. Niger in the Bible is black. Negroid is an English language.
With black. Thank you very much.
I listen to me.
Thank you very much.
We are not part of this country.
Thank you.
Biafra must emancipate.
Thank you very much.
Provided they have released Wadume, Biafra has come to stay.
Mr. Ralph, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much, Oluwawan.
Good morning.
Yes,
What's happening? I can see my colleagues is angry.
He's not angry. He's expressing his own opinion.
And I put angry inside. He's not happy.
Everybody has their attitude and their style.
Because the language the way he was, according to what I'm hearing, he's trying to differentiate Wadume and Unadi. Because both of them are one is gone, one is not gone. You are right. I understand you say, what is happening? What will I say? What is happening? What is the topic? Because we are in Nigeria.
Exactly.
No matter the situation, we are Nigeria. But we know that with the government is not favorable, it's not forthcoming, but we don't have anywhere to go.
Yes, what we were talking about is Wadume, the kingpin that was released.
It's a matter. Is he released or was he serving jail?
He has finished serving his jail.